Well, welcome along to the National Hockey Centre here in Glasgow for the Men's Scottish Cup final, as Grange, who have dominated this year, are up against rivals that they played quite a bit of in league form and in various playoffs and finals in recent years. Grove, Menzieshill. It is a repeat of the playoff final, the European Grand Final of 3 weeks ago here. It was fairly comfortable for Grange. 4-0 victors over Grove Menzieshill, and Grange will be looking to finish off a treble on the front of winning the league, winning the Grand Final, and also as well winning this Scottish Cup. They're also looking for effectively a double treble, because they've had various teams that have won today already. Their 4's team beat their 3's team in the Reserve Cup final earlier. Grange 2's won in a shootout in the District Cup final, so it would be a treble on the day as well for this side. An exciting contest, and really ramped up by the fact that this year is the first time the Cup final is the final game in the calendar, after previous years where it used to be played before the European and relegation playoffs. It is the centrepiece in this domestic calendar in Scottish hockey. Alongside myself, Callum Patterson in commentary today, some great expertise with Stephen Percy, Uddingston player, also Rob Harwood is Western Wildcats player for club side, and also a Scotland international. And great to have those expertise alongside in commentary. Stephen, first of all, I'll come to you. What expecting from this game? Hopefully something a little bit closer than the Grand Final 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think so. These guys have definitely got the potential to put on a bit of a show-stop performance. They do know each other well. They've got a kind of recent history of playing in finals and grand finals. And certainly Menzieshill will be hoping from last year they can emulate the performance which got them an EHL ticket, or the number 1 ticket certainly. So they'll be looking for a repeat of that.
Rob, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Grange have certainly had the better of this fixture this season. As Stephen was saying there, last year Menzieshill managed to beat them in the Grand Final, but 3 weeks ago it was turned out very comfortable 4-0 win for Grange, so they'll be looking to emulate that performance, and I think it'll be very interesting to see how it shapes up.
Well, we are underway. Grove Menzieshill, you will spot them in their light colours, predominantly white. Perhaps you can guide us through one or two key players in the side who we'll see today.
The obvious one from Menzieshill's point of view is Gavin Tomlinson, our captain. He's our talisman. He really sets the team out in the right way and gets them organised. So from a defensive point of view and a structure point of view, he's a key guy. Number 14, Cameron Golden, he'll be the key going forward. He has got the ability to unlock some of the tightest and hardest defences. He's got a real ability on the ball. So 2 players for the Menzieshill side who can really influence this match. From the Grange point of view, there's a number. Again, the captain, Cammy, he'll be looking to really dictate things through the midfield. And then they've got a couple others who can really cause some problems and cause teams hassle.
Well, there is Robbie Shepherdson making the run there for Grange. We'll come back to the 23. Across there on that far side, Mackenzie. Michael Mackenzie in towards the circle with Alan Johnson looking to get the end of it. They do come away with it, though, do Grove. And up, perhaps space for Albert Rowling. Grange are the holders of this competition. They won the league and the cup last year. They beat Edinburgh University fairly comfortably. You may well remember if you were watching the BBC live stream coverage. Shepherdson coming down this side for Grange.
Shepherdson, such a good outlet for Grange. He's very comfortable on the ball and can run with a lot of power and speed. So there'll be no doubt looking for him down this left side to really have a go and drive at the Menzieshill defensive shape. He's more than capable of unlocking defences as well.
Kenzie across to that far side, and it comes. It's whistling away by Alan Johnson was there, but settled fairly well on the side in dark colours, Rob.
Yeah, they have. As expected, they've started the game on the front foot. That was a really nice ball into the shoulder of the D there for Frank Ryan. Nice first time deflection, just not quite anticipated by Alan Johnson in the D.
But you'll know all too well about this Grange side of late, Rob, with the semi-final against the Western Wildcats. Your side, it was a fairly big win in the end by 8 goals to 3, as they just look to come forward here, but just starting out.
Yeah, they're a team that play with a lot of momentum. You know, when they get a couple of goals behind their backs, then they tend to start really turning it on and turn the screw. And once they've got that confidence and they surge forward, then they're really difficult to deal with. As Stephen was saying about Robbie with the legs in midfield, and it's the same with Duncan Riddle. They've got a lot of really quick players that are really comfortable in the ball, and they're really dangerous in that final third.
He just goes backwards here for Grove Menzieshill. Aidan McQuaid. Remember when he was standing out for the youth team level a few years ago in this national hockey stage, and developing a great player and developing all the time with Scotland, beckoning and all that. Promising player. Umpires just making sure in the right spot they are, Ian Diamond and Martin Madden. After a good start from Grange, just some solid possession here for Grove as they go wide there, trying to build some support. Perhaps was Martin nearby, but given away by Wilson. Turnover.
I think it's going to be a game where Menzieshill are going to have to use those wide areas. If at the start of this we spoke about, you know, where are Grange's strengths. They really have a lot of quality players to their side, but I think if they're going to have a weakness in their side, it's probably through halfback, and I feel that Menzieshill are going to have to try and work through those areas if they're going to have any success.
Shepperton for Grange on that far side, free hit, looking for some support. Switch across to the other side here with Callum Milne. Clemens Rusniak, excellent run in. Trying to run into the defender. There was Robert Rolling to try and help it on its way. Cameron Golden, number 14. Two Golden brothers are key figures, only Cameron involved there.
Yeah, I think Jamie Golden's also a very, very important player for Menzieshill. He's probably one of their most effective players going forward. He scored recently in the EHL against Amsterdam as well, which was a big achievement for him. But as well as Cammie's skills in midfield, I think Jamie's a big threat for Menzieshill today.
Yeah, that was the real kind of, I guess, shock storyline last year, the grand finals. Menzieshill winning in that grand final to take top spot, and now perhaps chance here for Grove to take the lead. It's a shot block there initially from Martin, and they come away with it to Grange. Half a chance here for Menzieshill. Now striding forward, using and stretching legs. Mills looking to thread it through for Kultas. Away comes Cameron Golden. But that playoff final I was mentioning last year. This year, Grange won out because we've played it before the cup final this year. But last year, the last game of the season, Grove won out, and they've just played. They were the top seeds for Scotland in the EHL. Difficult opponents against Dutch opposition. As mentioned, that Jamie Golden was one of their scorer involved, the only scorer. So that's some fillip to take. But both these sides had tough contests against some of the best in Europe.
they really were playing some of the best teams in the world. You know, these are top club sides with superstars in their ranks. I sometimes wonder though, you know, the expectation level sure would have been low, and you would have hoped to have, you know, had a really positive experience and a learning experience. I just don't know, having come away from that tournament, if it would have been more of a help than a hindrance. You know, really getting put to the sword like that, would it help you in this situation? You know, to take the skills and lessons learned here, or does it really batter the confidence and then you roll into your next most important game, you know, after the back of 2 really tough games?
Yeah, I think it's difficult. There's obviously two ways to look at it. Their confidence might have been really low after that, after the heavy defeats, but at the same time they've gone away and played against some of the best players in the world at such a high pace and high intensity, and I'm sure they'll be hoping to take some of that pace and intensity into the Scottish game that teams might not be able to live with here.
So both will be in Europe again, just the 4th round of order. If you're unfamiliar, the top seeds go straight into the knockout round, the second seeds play in a group stage effectively, but very similar to that kind of format if you're not familiar with hockey, if you're watching our coverage on the BBC website. And of course, I guess a bit of a nod to Fraser Bell and David Seatman, the CEO of Scottish Hockey, are there as Scottish representatives, as umpires as well. So they got, I think, quarterfinals. They got a quarterfinal, I think. So they got into the latter stages. So there was good Scottish representation, not just players playing on the pitch.
Scotland's always been really strong in the umpiring department. We've got guys who are regularly turning out at European tournaments, the EHL, and on the pitch today we've got guys like Martin Madden, who's done World Cup finals, you know, and always been at the kind of top end of world hockey. So we're kind of well covered when it comes to elite umpires in the country.
That's a sore one, and not one to take at your own teammate there. Dylan Bean taking out Duncan Riddle, but back to his feet, strong stuff. Here's another look at it.
Oh, yep, sometimes you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's nothing you can do.
Dylan Bean's been quite an important addition for Grange this season as well. He's former youth Australian international at under 21 level, and he's chipped in with a good few goals for Grange this season, and they do well to attract players like that with their European representation.
It's going to be a penalty corner here. 1 or 2 infringements coming in, and there may well be further problems for Grange. Ian Diamond is going to have a chat here with Martin Madden, who was the disengaged umpire, watching on from a bit of a distance, just I think maybe a bit of a chat. But penalty corner here, 10 minutes gone.
Certainly I think Martin has seen something that potentially Ian's missed and has passed on the message there, which has resulted in the penalty corner for Menzieshill. So I think that was just around not being the correct distance when you're applying pressure from the free hit. So be a good opportunity for us to see what Menzieshill do.
Cammy or Jamie Carnegie across there.
My guess would be it's Aidan McQuaid.
He's usually lethal from the penalty corners. He does get the strike away. It is blocked away, so long corner will come. In fact, no, it's going to be another penalty corner again. I think a bit of conversation between the 2 umpires. And good work between the 2.
Nice variation there. They look like they set up with 3 drag flickers, but just at the very end they changed to having two stoppers. So if the Grange number 1 runner spots that, just gives him a wee last minute headache about which one he's going to try and target.
It'll be McQuaid again. It looks like it. Took a deflection, and it's away it goes. And is that, I think, Cyril Varghese coming in to try and get on the end of it, number 16. But 1 or 2 complaints from the side with the penalty corner, looking for another one, I think. But come with a foot or a leg, perhaps.
I think Cammy Golden's claiming that it's hit a body part on the way to go. Well, that's a corner or a penalty, but Ian Diamond, our umpires, judged that the defenders played that legally and awarded the long corner.
Grange had early possession, but Grove have certainly came into it. And now here down on that far side, Martin. Excellent run in this. 2 or 3 queuing up. Penalty corner signal again here. And very encouraging if you're a Menzieshill supporter.
Yeah, the first two corners there from Aidan were run down well by the Grange defence. I think you might see Cammy Golden having an effort off the top for this one.
Jamie Carnegie then, third penalty corner in fairly quick succession here. Slight change around. McQuaid is there, but just behind there, sitting is Albert Rolling, could pose the threat. So slight shift of movement. McQuaid, it's a little pass along, and then it goes! And Cameron Golden, you picked up, Rob. And there is the opener, and the Menzieshill have it.
Yeah, it's a really good routine. You've seen it used by Menzieshill before. Just slipping it across the left for Cammy Golden, and I think it gets a touch on the way in there from the number 16. Really nice routine from Menzieshill.
Yeah, it's well executed, but it's a really basic corner. I would think a team of Grange's stature should be able to cope with that pretty easily. They know once the ball goes left, they're probably looking for tip-ins. Anything that's a direct shot will be for the goalie to deal with.
Yeah, it might be like another little look at that, see if Varghese got the final little touch, but certainly Golden, the main influence there. And Menzieshill have the lead in the cup final. Remember, Grange looking for a treble here, looking to retain this cup. But Menzieshill, space to be found with Oliver James. Look at the burst of pace on the clearance. John McCluskey scored in that grand final 3 weeks ago. Scored a couple of times. The last goal came in bizarre circumstances. He virtually came running back on after a 10-minute yellow card, which was a severe foul, and came back on, and they were playing a kicking back, Menzieshill, and rolled in a free chance effectively.
Yeah, Menzieshill look like they're here to definitely win. They're doing everything right at the moment and totally nullifying Grange. They've not really had much in the way of chances, so I think Grange will definitely be wanting to step up their efforts a wee bit and try and get a bit more possession on the ball. They like to be very comfortable and certainly be in your half and playing the ball around.
Look, Craney literally just on the pitch, keeps it in, but it's nearly sliding out into the football pitch behind. Coulter going long for Grange. Being left it for Nairn. A few free hits inching themselves closer. Tweedy sends it back into the right spot. Here's Milne for Michael McKenzie. Rattles up off Alan Tomlinson, the Menzieshill captain.
I feel Grange have to try something a bit different. A few times they've got into that 23 into the quarter, they're really just sweeping it into the D, and it's quite predictable. You know, it's actually quite difficult when a defence are set to bust through lines when you're sweeping the ball. I feel they need to try and bring their centre backs into play, get the forward run a wee bit more, and then try and play what would be softer hockey. You know, just try and find a connection rather than busting it through the lines at short distance.
Yeah, especially when you've got the likes of Gav Tomlinson playing as the sweeper there. He'll pick those sweeps off all day.
Greg Hopkinson across the other number 6 there for Grange. Now Milne on this near side. Here comes Jamie Golden. Talked about the pair of the Golden brothers. Here's another one, Cameron on this side.
Starting to see a lot of interchanging here. Grove Menzieshill are quite comfortable just rolling people into that midfield and popping people out into the wide areas. Seen Gav Tomlinson just feeding in there. Cammy Golden just, happy to play almost like a right wing back, just hugging the touchline even though the right half back's not far away. So they're obviously very comfortable just moving people around, just trying to push and pull at the Grange players and see what they do.
Grange behind, looking to find their way back into it. 3 times now in the last 6 years of this competition. Stolen away, and here comes Luke Craney. White jerseys flooding forward through the middle there. June Cuthill. Lovely. Craney. Cuthill perhaps looking for it back. Craney carries on. Supporting Cameron Golden on the edge of the D. And just launches it away.
Do you know, it's a shame that never finished in a goal because it was really, really good play. All started in the right back area with a forward and Luke Craney and Cammy tackling back, putting on the pressure, and the same 2 players that end up in the D having shots at goal. So that's really positive play from Menzieshill.
Jacob Tweedy taken by Tomlinson. A foot race between the 2 14s, Cameron Golden, John McCluskey there of Grange. Back it comes with Menzieshill. And Coulter's just a real anchor in the Grange side. Such an experienced head for Scotland. He has been too.
Yeah, he's solid and he can really make a difference. I don't think we've seen it from him yet, but he can burst forward, create chances, runs with power, and if Grange can get some corners, then he can be really deadly for them as well. So they're a player they have to get in the game, and I think there's a few players at the moment from the Grange setup that would be saying, there's more to come. You'd want to get them on the ball, and get them influencing the match.
Luke Craney. Kotas there doing a bit of defensive work. A quick opening 20 minutes here. Ben Wilson. Tomlinson all the way back, another big figurehead in the side. Jamie Carnegie. Jamie Golden providing an option. Using the tracks of the line. It's exquisite skill. And just tapped off the stick of Greg Hopkinson.
Yeah, one thing with Menzieshill and Grange as well to a certain extent is they're really comfortable rotating into different positions and through the lines. Their back 4, most of them are happy playing in through the midfield and their midfield through the forward line, and it's really difficult to keep a track of the way they rotate in and out. You can see Cammy Golden's almost dropped into a kind of centre back position at the moment, and they're all just comfortable all over the pitch, and it makes it really difficult as an opposition team to know whether to follow your man or to pass them on, and yeah, it's very effective for Menzieshill so far.
We seen a few seconds ago as well that Grange, that for me, playing against them the last few years, they're really effective at springing a press from a kind of dynamic situation. They're really in tune with each other doing that. That was the first time we've seen it this match, but it never really came too much. Never really put Menzieshill under a lot of pressure.
That's been stolen though by Coultas here for Grange. Haven't threatened too much so far. A little slip though from Coultas, still in play though, but comes up of a body there, a Grange body, and that will end that. Tell you what, Menzieshill will be absolutely delighted with how things are going, because they've kind of been feeding off scraps a little bit, Grange, you know, after the first 2 or 3 minutes when they had plenty of early ball.
Yeah, apart for the first few minutes, they've not had much, but I think what we've seen there from Dan Kiltis and winning the ball high up and driving the counter-attack, we need to see more of that. You know, that's how Grange are going to get service to their forwards, that's how they're going to try and get balls into the D. So if he can get himself into the match and dictate play a wee bit more, they'll be better for it.
No, didn't come to anything. Riddle, well, one person that may well be key player in that for Grange is the coach, David Knight. But a lot of praise about David Knight being one of the best coaches that Scotland's got in the country, and a lot of praise for what's happened with the Grange side in the last few seasons.
Knifey's been there through, he's been a kind of figurehead for Grange. We talk about the club success. I think Knifey is the kind of head coach or coach of the first team. He plays a big part of that. What's amazing for me is that how many juniors Grange have had through their team and involved in the kind of second, third team, ready just to keep stocking up this first team. But you know, the nice thing about being a coach is that you've got a lot of quality players to pick from as well here. You know, you look across, like saying Grange don't really have a lot of weaknesses. So Knifey's, you know, he's working hard with these guys and developing them, so it's really nice to see.
Yeah, and he's got experience with working with the youth teams as well. He was the Scotland under-18s coach a few seasons ago, and you can tell the difference that he makes.
Look at that for a strike, and fired at full belt, full velocity by Bean, but just too high.
Yeah, that's more like it. Bodies in the D, good numbers in there. You'll be disappointed as you know work the goalkeeper or hit the target there, but you know, they're in the right spots and keep doing that, there'll be more chances.
A bit promising, more promising if you are a Grange supporter. Just upped it a little bit over the last minute or so. Kultas on the overlap there from Nairn's ball. Continued the foray forward of players in Navy. Such a cross from Hopkinson. Middle back wide. Rusniak. Rusniak again. Flings it to the far side. Trying to wheel in there was Bean again. Now for a chance for Martin. Needing some help. Carnegie. Well, they've weaved it out there somehow, but not to the umpire's liking. And Grange get it back. 10 to play in this first half. Menzieshill still with that narrow lead. Now Riddle has a chance down that side. No one there in the right colours. Shepherdson weaving. Ball pinched by James. Comes back with Grange, very tight spot. They're trying to find some space now with Rusniak in the centre this time. Hopkinson again will get it on this near side. Can they top it with a slip? McQuaid recovered well. Bit of needle between Hopkinson and McQuaid. Here is number 6 for Grange, getting it back. Kultas using the baseline, trying to shield. Penalty corner given, it could well be a card as well. And it is going to be a green card for Hopkinson, dished out there by Ian Diamond for the push.
Yeah, they've done well to win the corner. That's exactly what you want Dan Kiltis. You know, he can win stuff in the D. He's done that well. He's got there and won a corner for his team. So no doubt he's going to have the first chance here at having a go. Hopkinson, I don't know why he raised his arms. I don't really know what Aidan McQuaid did so wrong that he felt needed a wee bit of a barge, but he's paid the price. You know, he's on the bench on the sin bin for it now.
Yep, so 2 minutes and that green card. Just over 8 minutes left in the first half. Grange looking to reply here. Kiltis and Rolling, I should say, Kiltis and Ryan, I should say, just sitting in there behind. Robbie Shepherdson furthest in that middle, perhaps to trap. We'll see what they want to do. There's going to be Kiltis and drills it in for the equaliser. They haven't had the best of it so far, but the champions are back in level terms in this cup game.
They've grown into the match in the last 5-6 minutes, and they've got their rewards. You know, Dan Kiltis won the corner, gets his shot at the top, finishes it. The speed he can get on the ball makes it so difficult for goalkeepers. And yeah, Stephen in the goal there, just no chance for that one.
Yeah, it's a great flick from Dan. You know, he's done that throughout the years at the different clubs that he's played at. Yeah, he's such a danger, and that's why it's so important that when you play against Grange, you try and limit the amount of times that they get in the D and get short corners, because he's just so dangerous and so clinical from those flicks.
Perhaps that's a blue touch paper lit in this cup final. Grange have woken up. Kiltis there finding Shepherdson in. Oh, and just away from the stick of Bain. So Menzieshill then with McQuaid looking to perhaps try and sneak a second before half time. Carnegie rolls away from Cammy Golden.
Yeah, this is. I thought it was just going to be a matter of time before we've seen this. I'm surprised it's not paid off them, but as Menzieshill start to press, I think it will be bad for them if they start to press, because as much as Dan Kiltis can flick, he can also scoop and overhead the ball, and he can put some real yards on it. And he's famous for putting this big cross-court ball across. You know, as your press is on one side and he just finds the gaps on the other. So you really have to try and encourage them to pass first and get the ball on the ground before you can then start to spring a press. If it's a dead ball, then he's just going to go for the space on the other side.
Here's Crenny, quickly dispossessed, and Richie McCluskey for Grange. Switch to the other side, Mackenzie taken there, thought. On the run was Jamie Golden, quickly stopping his tracks, more pushing and shoving going on. Umpires plays on. Back up to 11 side incidentally.
It's a shame Menzieshill never got the reward for that overtake and pick up by Jamie Golden. That was really good. Hard pick up at the speed that the ball was travelling, but yeah, he did well to intercept the ball.
Yeah, it was great anticipation in there, and it was good from Duncan Riddle to get back, make the yards up, and a really important tackle that he made back there, because that could have been a very dangerous situation for Menzieshill.
Johnson on the drive, space opening up, and head in hands here for Menzieshill, as there's so much space and time. Maywell came back to Johnson, but there's the follow-up, and there is the big man, the main man for this Grange side. It's Cammy Fraser.
Good strike by Cammy. You know, he's so amazing at hitting the reverse stick shots. You've seen it in Scottish Cup finals gone by that he can do that, no problem at all. But the real star of this move, I think, is Robbie Shepperton. Starts with him driving hard down that right side to create the opportunity. Gets himself in a dominant situation on the right baseline, and it's really just trying to pick out a pass, and Cammy's first on the scraps.
Yeah, it was an excellent run from Robbie Shepperton. We spoke about it earlier on. When they can get him in the ball driving forward, then that's going to cause Menzieshill a lot of problems. He's not really gotten the ball overly much in the final third so far, but you can see the difference that makes when he can get on the ball.
Quite extraordinarily, it's now 2-1 to Grange after being behind, and just when that goal happened and the equaliser, it has been far more in their part now. The possession, the kind of chances have been coming their way.
I don't know if Menzieshill have maybe changed their game plan, or they're just maybe run out of steam, but they certainly started the match very bright, and gradually Grange have edged their way back in front. Naipe will be delighted, you know, having the kind of lesser of the line share in the first half, that they're now 2-1 ahead with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, we spoke earlier about how Grange like to control games, and the last 5-10 minutes they've really started to really get on the ball and dominate possession on the ball and really start to build pressure in this final third.
As I was saying in the build-up to that move, I seen the head and hands go up. They just seen the space and they just kept on driving, and it was trouble. And now they're in Sense again here. Further Nairn, although pocket is pinched there by Carnegie. Space for Martin, making the run through the middle as Cammy Golden. And back there just to nudge it and get it back, Rusniak. Mills. Ryan. Wonderful hockey this again. Johnston just a bit behind him. That was exquisite running on the break.
That's excellent defending from Jamie Golden. That was a really difficult interception to make on the one hand there, and if he'd got that wrong, I think he would have been in a bit of trouble, but excellent defending.
Final 2 minutes of this first period. Craney there barging into Fraser. Perhaps looking at a green card, a little wry smile, or just an accident.
No, I think it's accident, but there's been a few bits after that that's non-accident, I'm pretty sure. I think Luke's just letting him know he's there.
Yeah, Cammy's no stranger to that kind of argy-bargy either.
That came off Rusniak, so a cheap free hit for Menzieshill. Slid across nicely for Oliver James. James, look at the 3D skills, superb! Ball across is wonderful, can they get it? It's a penalty corner there. Couldn't quite get out of Milne, looked like Martin in the middle there, but one or two were defending illegally according to the umpire.
Yeah, this turn here, brilliant. You know, just totally turns Cammy, and then that's a really nice ball across. Two guys waiting for it, so puts a lot of pressure on Grange, results in the corner. So they need more of that if they're going to get themselves back in the game.
So Jamie Carnegie to head there, and just a bit shuggle of the neck and preparing for this routine. 30 seconds left, pretty much will be just about the last play in the first period.
Almost identical setup here. You think they'll do the same again?
When it comes to rolling, blocked. Will it come to the injector? Not quite. It's cleared away, and just need to hang on for 15 seconds, or perhaps count on the final 15 seconds. Might well come for Roland, does it? No. And that will be the last act of this first period. There's the hooter, and what a turnaround here. Grange, the favourites going into this final, this cup final, looking for the treble. But it was Grove Menzieshill who have beaten Grange before on this National Hockey Centre pitch and big occasions. Golden, we think, with the touch, we'll have another look in a minute. But Cotis and Fraser to turn things right around. 2 goals in a 4-minute period, and well, a bit of a team talk and a half for both sides at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I think Neil Allen, Menzieshill's coach, will have a few choice words to say, because they were absolutely dominant in that half and really let their lead slip. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to be playing Grange being down. You know, as we said, and as Rob said as well, they're a team who really gain confidence by being in front. That's how they like to play. You know, they really assert their dominance when they're ahead, and they've got no problems with just controlling the ball, and that's comfortable for them. Menzieshill have got a lot to do, but let's not underestimate it one bit. They have got the quality to get themselves back in the match.
Rob, your thoughts as we maybe have a little debrief over the goals?
Yeah, I think as we were saying, it was a really strong start from Menzieshill, but the last 10-15 minutes of that half, Grange really started to control and show why they won the league and why they've won the grand final as well. And that was Cammie's goal, perhaps maybe a touch on the back post.
So we're looking closely here. Did it come off the defender, or in fact it may well have came off, we think?
I think the last touch came off the goalkeeper's, the sole of his foot there. I thought there was definitely movement on the ball, but I think the last touch is the goalkeeper's foot rather than an attacker's.
Yeah. So we'll give it to Golden then.
So Golden, I think.
So Coultis equalised, and then Fraser not long after. Two big heads, two key players, perhaps one or two younger players, even though they're used to winning. Two big experienced heads got the goals to make it 2-1.
Yeah, and it's two guys we spoke about before the game. You know, they're both really experienced players, both represented Scotland with a number of caps, and yeah, they're showing why they've played at that level. Okay,
go on then. We'll have another look at this one just to try and sort it out.
Yeah, I think it's Cammie's got the last touch from a Menzieshill player. I think it comes off of Douglas Gourley's left foot just on its way into the net. It definitely gets a touch, but yeah, that's Golden's goal.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm looking at it again. I'm starting to think it's maybe James Nairn on the line. It's definitely no another Menzieshill player anyway.
That's the main thing. It's Golden's goal. It's a Golden goal, perhaps.
My money's on Golden.
Yeah, I'm surprised they went to rolling for the second corner, given how clinical Cammie is in that kind of area of the pitch. I think we'll see if they get corners again in the second half. It'll be back to Cammie to try and slot them away.
Yeah, I think it came off from there. Anyway, I think we've covered that. We'll take a pause. We'll be back shortly for the second period here, but it is Grange who are in front by a couple of goals to 1.
Scotland will play Canada the 5-match cap series, and Scotland's performance squad will play France over the same week with 3 non-cap matches. Tickets are now on sale for these matches, and ticket sales will raise funds for the Scotland Women's programme ahead of the Women's Euro Hockey Championship 2 this summer. The Euro Championship 2 is running from the 4th to 10th of August, and it's going to be a massive tournament for Scotland women as they play for promotion back to A Division in front of the home crowd. Tickets are on sale now, but are selling very quickly. So go on to the Scottish Hockey website page, scottishhockey.org.uk, and you can order your tickets now and get them booked. And we'll see what's going to be a massive event. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to welcome the two teams back on pitch in the second half of the Scottish Cup final. From Menzieshill and Grange. And just for a start, the bench here as well for our ball control today. They've been keeping the game moving and keeping it exciting for us. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome back then to the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow. It's a little bit cloudy here, but the sun has been peeking in and out. It's not the warmest of days here. We are just like set to go for the second half of the Scottish Cup final. Big honour in the domestic game here in Scotland. The league was decided and the playoff final to decide the top spot in Europe. Grange were victorious with both of them looking to seal the treble. But Menzieshill in the white, who took the lead, now behind, looking to fight back in the second half. Great to have you with us for our live coverage. Stephen Percy, Rob Harwood, still alongside myself, Cal Patterson. What do you think's been mentioned in the dressing rooms at half time?
Well, if I was Nelly, Neil Allen, Menzieshill coach, I'd be saying, look, we have to press the advantage. We have to get our key guys on the ball, and we may have to press a wee bit more. Albeit, we said before, Grange can be dangerous in those situations because of their aerial ability. But you know, it's 35 minutes, a long half. Anything can happen. So I don't think they'll be too desperate. It's only a goal. If I'm Grange, I'd be saying, as we said before, use the ball, make them come to us. You know, let's not be too drastic, but certainly when the opportunities present themselves, we've got to be clinical and stretch our lead. I don't think the game plans will change too dramatically. Certainly we're not seeing anything too out there in terms of tactics or movements or anything that's no really unfamiliar, so just more of the same, I would say.
Yeah, I think we'll see at some point Menzieshill starting to put a little bit more pressure on Grange. I think if they can, as we were saying earlier, maybe sprig out a little bit, wait for Coultis to move the ball on and press away from him, then that kind of eliminates their aerial threat a little bit. I'm not sure the other three at the back have the same ability as him to throw those skips over the top, so if they can start to maybe play away from Coultis a little bit, then they should be able to get a little bit more pressure on.
Yeah, spot on. It's about using that press in a dynamic situation. If they try and do that on the dead ball, they're just going to put Coultis on it and then they're in trouble. So as you said, wait till he's off ball, try and split a wee bit, pressurise the other guys.
Turn Mills to break here for Grange, but that didn't last for long. It was intercepted by Jamie Golden. Here's Cammy Golden, Martin wide. Craney trying to feed through, Coultis in the way.
Look, Craney had some good support on the right hand side there, just got focused on being a wee bit too direct to the D. If he just used his numbers, he could have had a good circle entry on the right shoulder and potentially had a better opportunity there, but these opportunities are presenting themselves for Menzieshill, so they just have to keep plugging away.
Remember the conversation on Twitter if you'd like to be involved, hashtag Scottish Cup, wherever you're watching. Cammy Golden, Martin. James taking his time, trying to thread through. And again come Grange. It's been a positive start to the second half for Menzieshill, but kind of similar story to the first half. So they can, I guess, use the energy that they had in that kind of 5 minutes to 25 minutes in that first half where they were on top. Coultis. Dangerous. Almost, because coming in there at a fast rate of knots, there was number 10 of Frank Ryan.
That's just too easy, you know, the ball's on the right touchline. 2 passes and you've got Dan Coultis charging into your half, playing passes like that. It's too easy. I think Menzieshill have to try and make the pitch smaller for themselves, try and conserve their energy by positioning themselves a wee bit better, meaning that they're going to cover less yards and, as we said before, keep the key guys out of it.
Shepherdson gets it back after his initial run, but illegally.
Yeah, one of the goals in the grand final was very similar to that, with Menzieshill being pulled out of position a little bit and Dan Coultis delivering a ball to the back post for a tap in. It was nearly the exact same again there. They really can't afford to give him that amount of space to come forward and start dictating play.
Cammy Golden for Martin. Milne back out wide. Found that space through the middle eventually, but some pressure for Ryan and turnover. Jamie Golden's free hit.
Go cross court diagonal. That's
Tomlinson. Oh, it bounces down here. Rolling. Oh, and it's going to be a penalty corner. I thought it might well hit off a attacking player and go in.
You know, that's actually worked out really well for them, because I think the ball that Gavin Tomlinson was trying to play was to the player wide right as we're looking now. It's found its way into the D and they've got a shot corner out of that. It just shows you that if you can get the ball in the right spots, then you've always got a chance of getting an outcome.
Yeah, he's definitely looking for Jamie Golden out wide there, and he's kind of hooked it into the middle of the D, and I think Duncan Riddle will be a little bit disappointed with the touch has just got away from him a little bit, and now it's a big chance. Aid McQuaid's off getting a bit of treatment, so that's a bit of a loss for them at the top of the D here, so it'll be either Cammy or Jamie Golden, I would expect.
Yep, but they can't come on. Well, penalty corners in process, but still getting treatment anyway. Tomlinson having a chat, but could be him, could be Golden.
He's just gone early there, I think. John McCluskey.
Yep, line break. So this is a bigger chance now with only 3 going to be left defending outfielders.
The dilemma is, do you change what you were originally going to do? So do you maybe try and make use of more space, or are you confident that you've got options off top? The way Jamie Golden approached this ball, I think you might try and... Yeah.
Here is Tomlinson. Oh, and there is the injector to tap it in. And there is the equaliser, Carnegie.
Yeah, so I see the way Jamie Golden approached the ball, I wasn't confident he was going to take something for himself, and as we've seen, he's just laid that off to the side, evading the first runner, and it means that Gav can get the shot on target. Now the defenders touched that, and Jamie Carnegie's just, mopped up, put that away.
Yeah, it's quite fortunate the way it's fallen for Jamie Carnegie there. He's actually in a good position to take this ball. It was a good position for the defensive runner, but you can see he's frustrated with the touch that he got on that.
Well, it scored fairly early in the first half in the opening 13 minutes, and then tailed off as the first half went on, particularly after conceding the equaliser. Now they have got the equaliser themselves. Can they keep it up, or will Grange find that gear like they did eventually in that first half? Twist and turn away. A few complaints from the umpires or to the umpires, but nothing doing, and Grange look to try and break in the far side with Riddle. Just darted out there by Carnegie.
Yeah, Menzieshill just get caught there. I think there's a foul allowed Grange to counter, but you know, Jamie Carnegie, number 7, he's done well just to get the ball out and allow some numbers to come back to try and protect the D again.
No, dispossessed here though. Cut to Tweeney rather was on the edge. One or two others too. But perhaps the long ball could sweep forward in another direction here for Jamie Golden. Cammy Golden in the centre. Will take the foot though and will take the penalty corner.
That's really good from Jamie Golden. You see, as soon as Menzieshill won the ball, he was on his bike to really stretch the game, and you could see it coming a mile away. Really good position, and he just waits to get into the D and waits for James Nairn to put his reverse stick out and just straight into the feet.
I think that corner's a good outcome. They never really had anybody in good spots in the D. The guys were arriving late, so the fact that he's got there and got an outcome when there wasn't really a good pass on is pretty positive, considering they've also, you know, their goals have come for corners, so this is what they want, more opportunities to try that out and get shots on target.
It's quite a dilemma for Grange running out here. They've got 3 viable options in the 2 Goldens and Aidan McQuaid. It's difficult to know who to prioritise.
So it'll be Carnegie to inject again. McQuaid, oh, it's a nice touch back. Golden, Cammy Golden, mark with Carnegie. It's been pushed out wide. Back to Cammy Golden, and the touch just by there from Rolling.
Corner wasn't as slick as the previous one that they scored from. The pass to Cammy Golden just wasn't at the correct speed. And then at this level, you know, if the timings aren't good, it allows the defenders just to readjust, and those passing lanes or shooting lanes just close down on you so quick.
Cool toss for Grange, but again, nothing doing on that side. Perhaps space for Menzieshill. Craney. Trying to dance by Riddle. Floated in, away by Nairn. Now Frank Ryan. Went to run into trouble, but has it back to some help in Mackenzie. And just runs straight past McQuaid here, Mackenzie. 1 or 2 wanting it. That's a fabulous pass there for Bain. Away it goes, secondary clearance by Craney. It's open enough here, as now Martin goes on Menzieshill. Gets the pass too. Rolling, Cammy Golden in the centre. Rolling, there is Cammy Golden. Twist, turn. Oh, and that's some bit of defending by Rusniak.
A bit of basketball there, intense stuff. So it's really started with Mackenzie on this right side. Terrific run, just using the space, charging in and finding someone in the D. But equally, Menzieshill just quite happy to mop up and launch a counter themselves. I think Cammy will be a wee bit disappointed that, you know, if he had that ball on the end, he's sticking the D, would really hope to get a shot on target, but good defending by Grange.
I'm surprised they've not come back to that breakdown tackle on the counter for Grange there, just Jamie Golden leaving a stick in. I think if that happens again, they might be calling that up.
Nairn for Grange, that's fine, says the umpires. And now once again on the break coming as hell. Forward from Wilson, might be too long here for Cammy Golden as it can be left by Clement Rusniak. A little bit tense in the stands watching on. Good crowd in from both sides, and some neutrals have been around for some or all the day. Been plenty of action with all the various competitions, and now Grange looking for a third here perhaps. Johnson weaving into the D, still going. Can he find a teammate? No, he can't. And just hammered away by Martin.
Yeah, you just don't have the time to take your stick off the ball like that for a big swing. Like we were saying earlier, at this level, you just don't get that space and time in the D. He needs to keep his stick on the ball, maybe drive and look to find a teammate or throw something on target, but there's no time for a big swing there.
Aye, exactly. These guys are coming, you know, they know you're coming towards the D, they're coming to put pressure on. You're just looking for AJ to try and give a bit.
Fraser, that was nearly took a head off, but it connected with Mills. It would have been delightful.
Back post header. Not quite. Don't try that. Nah, but AJ and the D, you know, you're saying you really want him to have a bit of killer instinct and really know that he's got a bit more space than he's usually allowed, and get that shot away really quickly, or get it away to your teammate. Take too long, you're going to lose the ball.
Rudnick stronger ahead of Moon. Turn by Mills. Stopped by the keeper. Mills again. Through there, Johnson. Going to be penalty corner. Trying their best there, Steve McInrevy there in the goal, but in the end they had to concede something. In the end it was the penalty corner.
Thanks. So again we see that overtake. Rusnick this time again, some nice hands at the edge of the D, finds a player. I think the only problem from a Grange point of view is that the guys who are getting the ball in the D are they're not the killers as such. They're not the guys who are renowned for their finishing. So they are getting people in the D, they're getting corners out, which is positive. But I think what they really want to do is get the key guys on who, you know, chances like that they're in the net.
Yeah, they need to have their forwards in and around the goal. You know, I think that was Mills taking the shot there, and there's nobody around Stevie looking for the second phase or the tip-ins at the back post to open up the target.
Riddle to inject, Kultas in position, Mills too. And it's Kultas, it's high and over.
He's such a talented drag flicker, but I've seen that probably too many times for Dan. Just too much power going high. You know, he scored really well in the bottom left corner. I don't know why he really has to change it. It's a hard one to stop.
Ian McQuaid put under some pressure, but not the free hit, but ball's been given back. And Riddle here found Fraser. Tide just turning a little bit again back in the favour of Grange. Fraser off Moon. Free hit getting closer and closer towards the circle again. Some run being made if needed and used. No, Shepardson was there, but that's flat across, and what a ball across that was. What a finish on the line. And Grange, the Sensei, they have the lead again thanks to Todd Mills.
What a finish. You know, that is, I think you must have heard me, because that's a striker's finish. You know, he got in the right spot, the ball is bouncing, you know, it's not an easy ball to touch, but he gets his stick on it and gets it in the back of the net. If I'm Menzieshill, I'm really disappointed. Where is the pressure on the ball here? You know he's going to want to get 5 and play that into the D. You've got to get pressure on the ball, otherwise you're going to have to deal with these types of passes coming into your circle.
I mean, it's an excellent ball in, but as you say, that's a really difficult finish. You know, that's skipping off the ground in one hand. He does really well to touch that in.
And they're straight on it again here. Tweedy across, back for the long corner. Tails well and truly up now.
Yeah, this is a really important spell of the game for Menzieshill to hold out. Grange notoriously, after getting 1, or often get 2 and 3 within the space of a few minutes, and that's the game put to bed. So really important that Menzieshill try and weather this next few minutes and get through with just the 1 goal. Mackenzie
for Fraser. Same move, and somehow same player not finishing.
It's a wee bit, you know, the same two players linking up. Menzieshill still have to get pressure and get on these lines. That is a much harder ball to finish, I'd say, because you're leading away from goal, and you then have to try and redirect towards the goal. So that's a tricky ball. But they're asking the question. Menzieshill, sorry, they absolutely have to deal with it.
Cammy Golden for Menzieshill at the other side, trying to spark something again. Need to find the energy which they didn't seem to have in that final 10 minutes or so in the first half. Remember, if you are a new follower of hockey or don't see it too often, then the kind of key point of note is if it is a draw, then we have the running shootout. At the moment, Grange will be taking the spoils. The cup again, keeping hold of the trophy. Rusniak, space wide. Mackenzie lashes it in again. Oh, it's wriggled through! That was a big chance there for Shepperton. Still alive here. Shepperton could be around too. Came off his foot though. And well, that could have been a big goal.
Steve McAreevy's done really well there. He's came out, really put pressure on the shot, and he's managed to get a toe to it. He saved Menzieshill there because, as Rob was saying, if they go 4-2 with 15 to go, it's looking really, really hard to get back in the game. So that's a lifeline.
Yeah, Menzieshill are really struggling to get pressure on the ball here. They're being dragged around, and as soon as Grange transfer the ball, they're able to drive and really commit into the 25. And yeah, they're getting a lot of balls across the D that are just far too easy for the Grange boys to pick off.
We've seen now that that's the last 3-4 attacks in a short space of time that have come through that same channel. Gav Tomlinson, I think, has to try and organise the trips a wee bit and just shut these channels down and get people on their men and cut out these passing lanes that Grange are finding it so easy to play through at the moment.
Oh, it's a quick neat ball here for Riddle. And there's the moment, perhaps to clinch the cup. Still 14 minutes to go, but what a deft little pass through. Shepperton involved, and there was Riddle.
It's an excellent finish from Duncan Riddle, but it's just what we spoke about, and it's so typical of Grange that they go in so soon after scoring and grab another goal. They're so good at it, and it just takes the stuffing out of the opposition.
They've just not got off the ropes in the last 10 minutes. It's been under so much pressure, and it's fairly simple. It's a long corner, and they've allowed a 1v1 on the edge of the D. And if you play a 1v1 with Duncan Riddle, he's going to make you pay if you let him get those sorts of space and time to shoot.
Yeah, just seeing the replay there, I think Stevie might be a little bit disappointed with that. I think it sneaked in his near post. I think he's anticipating the ball going across his goal, and he's forgotten about guarding his near post.
One or two smiles coming off one or two subs, including a big grin on Alan Johnson of Grange as they freshen up. Ryan back on, as is Bain. Margin now, 13 to play, so still time, but they really need to think fast here in Menzieshill.
As you said, a couple of smiles from the subs coming off. They know that they've got a kind of a big foothold in this game, and unless they really implode or Menzieshill do something amazing, then it should be theirs. Look, there's 12 minutes to go, anything can happen, but they definitely have got a major advantage here unless Menzieshill sort themselves out.
Mackenzie down the line, rolling, dispossessed by Rusniak, who's done a lot of that dirty stuff defensively really, really well.
Yeah, I think Nipey there is just telling the Grange boys to calm down, slow it down, and just control the game. As long as they've got the ball and control the game, which they do so well, it's going to be really difficult for Menzieshill to get back into the game.
That was a bit of a stretch though there for Kultas. Mackenzie. Been Somehow it stayed alive here. Menzieshill on the turn. And there's a penalty corner, smashing it straight off McQuaid. There, good stuff there from Ryan.
It's hard to defend those situations. You know, the guy wants to go in and play in the space there when he's reverse stick side, but if you overcommit, there's so many players who just pull it back, you know, spin onto their forehand and pop a shot away, and you know, it's hard to stop them doing one or the other. You have to commit one way. So he's giving the corner away, which is, you know, it's dodgy ground considering we know what Dan Kyotos is capable of, but at the same time you don't really want to offer them free shots and target either, so it's a hard one. Menzieshill haven't recovered.
Yeah, I think Ryan's manipulated that situation quite well. He's driven onto his reverse and pulled it into the backspace, and it's really difficult as a defender to make up that ground and get a clean tackle in.
So Renault to inject again. 11 minutes left. Kyotos, it's saved by Makarevi. It's quite a similar routine. I think it seemed to have it covered this time, this Kyotos routine.
Yeah, like you say, he's got quality, you know, but he needs to get the ball on the goal. When he does that, it's hard to stop. So he's had 3 now, he's scored 1, and the other 2 he's missed. But knowing Grange from the league, they seem to persevere. You know, you were saying a lot of teams when routines get sussed out or they're maybe not quite firing as well as they want to, they would change. Whereas I feel Grange are quite dogged in the fact they go, no, we've got a good routine, we know he's good value, we're just going to keep giving him the opportunities because he's going to score. You just hope that he does eventually.
Yeah, the one variation they do have that I've seen them use in the league a few times is from Dan going back to the injector for Riddle to deflect in at that far post. And
Kyotos, this was possessed here, and Mill. Cammy in the centre, Cammy Golan's got it. Need to get this to stay alive. And they're looking for a penalty corner, not coming. And away come Grange. And perhaps with 1 or 2 extra forward, they could capitalise, but they're taking the time here. Under 10 minutes left.
So Dan getting dispossessed there, allowed the counter, but I think Cammy will be disappointed. For me, it's not a corner. I think the defence have put on good pressure and the ball's just popped out.
Here's Jimmy Golden won it back, but poor pass, and Fraser now has freedom of the middle of the park. Kluski, that was Richie McCluskey with the pass wide. Ryan. Fraser back to the long corner. William McCluskey across for Kyotos. Flick through, will it find anyone? Fraser. No, it's by the baseline.
I don't know if you watched any of the EHL games that Menzieshill played in, but the Amsterdam forward Prouser scored a goal, and Cammy's been in this situation twice where he said he's back to goal with the ball on his forehand, and I thought both times he's maybe going to try and emulate that goal by just, you know, spinning and trying to fire the ball past his own left foot into the goal. But I don't know if he's just maybe overthinking it, because, you know, Cammy in those situations would normally be good for working the goalie and getting shots on target.
Menzieshill still trying here. And towards Martin. Flashes up. Back to the 23 metre line it'll go. 8 minutes left. It's fed through here. Is that dangerous and high? It's noticing me a little chat here. One signal up in the corner, one signal another way. The umpire, so and Martin and Diamond having a quick look, a quick chat.
I think from Diamond's perspective, he just thinks that there's certainly when this ball is deflected up off Rusnak, it's coming into a dangerous area. But in reflection, it's two Grange guys who are close. There's no real danger as much as it's in a fairly crowded area. It's not dangerous. But you know, they've had a chat and decided otherwise. What do I know?
Yeah, and Madden's not in the worst position in the world to see that either. I'm surprised Ian Diamond's got involved there.
You're giving them the big build-up. Oh, it's not going to be a penalty corner. Oh, it's a penalty corner.
First of the commentator, misdirection. You know, just build it up one way, goes the total opposite. The only thing I can think of is that maybe he feels there was too much contact for an initial tackle before Cammy's had a shot, but you know, he's not signalled early enough. I don't think so. I can only assume it's, you know, they felt it was dangerous.
Carnegie with the injection. McQuaid in the pocket if they go direct. No, it's left, and it's off the post there. By the sound and looks of things there from Jamie Golden.
It's a good corner. You know, I actually thought that McQuaid did probably go with him as a first choice. You see that kind of shift at the top they've been doing the last few times. It's a good flick, really good flick. And just, you know, you just need an inch or two to the left and it goes in off the post, but at least they get another chance.
Yep, another one signalled. It was Mills this time well defended, or was it? No, it's another penalty corner to come. There's a player on the floor for Grange.
Bodies on the line, you know, it's another one of those ones where you go and fill a spot and sometimes you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and because the drag flickers flick that ball and there's a good, I don't know, 6-7 metres.
It's the Menzieshill player that slid into him there, sliding in for the deflection, he's taken him out. I think actually by the new rules of the game it's a 10-minute yellow even though he's going for the ball, but if you watch on the right here he slid in and...
Oh, no. There's two, so he slid into the back player who's the left post guy, but I think the ball has hit Rusnak who's on the deck, yeah. So it's a double whammy then. Two of them out.
Yeah, one of them hobbling behind the goal. You may well, certainly we can see, you're watching the replay.
Certainly if the umpire's seen the slide into the guy in the back post, then by the letter of the law it would be a yellow card.
Aye, spot on. You just can't go to ground and make contact with people. If the umpires see that, you're off.
So, bit of a delay. So perhaps a fortuitous another penalty corner. Where will they go this time? Go! That's where they'll go. And there's the moment there for Golden. And there is life yet still in Grove Menzieshill.
That's better. You know, that's what they need, and it's, to be fair, it's about time they made some of the corners count. I was just thinking that if they missed this opportunity, you'd be sitting thinking to yourself, you've had plenty of corners, you need to make them count. They do this time and it gets them back in the game. You know, they've got a slither of hope now.
Couple for him now, Jamie Golden.
Yeah, it's nice to see them trusting Jamie with the flicks. You know, Aidan's got more of a reputation for his drag flicks, but I mean, a lot of them have been run down. It takes a little bit too long to get them off, so I think it was the right decision to change to Jamie Golden and hit the post of the first one, and it's paid dividends for the second.
Certainly been a different game to the grand final 3 weeks ago, where Grange were fairly comfortable for the most part. Still a bit of a nail biter. 6 to play. Jamie Golden dispossessed though by John McCluskey. Wilson comes back and help out defensively. However, a few stray passes coming in, keeping in. Hopkinson. It'll be certainly a contentious one when we're talking about, well, perhaps it shouldn't have been a penalty corner and perhaps a card of the way, and then from that bonus, Brucey bonus of a penalty corner they've scored from, and gives them that hope.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. I mean, we don't have the luxury of, challenging umpires via the video system here. So, it happens. At the end of the day, you still have to defend the corner, you still have to do your job and try and keep it out. And yeah, these wee mistakes, they happen, but Grange have still got a goal to the good that they have to try and protect.
James Nairn for Grange with support wide and Hopkinson. Bit too long for Nairn to reach. Crenny. Martin trying to get away from Mackenzie. That is the free hit for Menzieshill. 4-3 down. 4.5 minutes to go. Cameron Golden just flashes by. Any hint, perhaps, with the time ticking down, that we might see the goalkeeper coming off?
Yeah, it's a possibility. I think certainly about now would be the time to do it. This is a goal again.
I think Douglas will be a little bit disappointed. I think it's gone through his legs underneath him.
Yeah, just making the point, in the grand final 3 weeks ago, Menzieshill did bring off their goalkeeper when they were 3-0 down with about 8 or 9 minutes to go it was. And they did concede there, and they quite quickly took their goalkeeper, or put their goalkeeper back on when they conceded that, because there was no way coming back 4 goals, but 4-3, just under 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, I see some movement on the bench now. I think they're starting to make arrangements for that to happen. To be honest, the sooner the better. 3 minutes can go so quick. You want to press home this advantage as soon as they can. I wouldn't really want to play this 11v11, 10v10 outfield. I'd try and get that extra man and press home.
Johnson almost ready through there for Ryan. Little slip from there, and still with him. Where they come with it though, Menzieshill. Bessie trying to make the run, but back there was Fraser.
Yeah, you can just see Moon ready to come on here with his bib in hand. I think he might be about to take the goalkeeper off.
But we need to wait for a break in play. We can't do that during open play. They have to wait for the ball to come out.
Shepherdson. They're actually eating the clock down pretty well over the last 90 seconds. And they're not going to take the keeper off when it's down at that end.
Yeah, definitely right. They'll definitely wait until they've got the ball, maybe in the Grange half, before taking the keeper off. There's no point in doing that now.
Yeah, I think they've been pressing to get the goalkeeper on, but I wouldn't be doing it in this situation. So I think they're just going to hold.
Yeah, you can hear Neil Allen there pleading with them that that's not what he wants in this situation where they've got the ball just outside their deep.
As you said, Grange are doing a pretty good job of just keeping the ball up there and keeping it in play, ticking down the time. And it means that if Menzieshill do manage to get that extra outfield player on, they've got even less time.
Yeah, they're using all their experience in the finals here just to keep the ball in the corner, keep winning fouls, and there's almost nothing Menzieshill can do about it at the moment.
Vantage coming near and into the circle. On the baseline, way they come though. Craney still going. Hopkinson back to defend and get the ball back.
He's just done a little bit too much himself there. I think he needs to release the ball and then he can sprint and get ahead, but
Mills, it's back with Grange. This is expertly how to seal a win perhaps, because Menzieshill stuck down there for a good 3 minutes, more or less. Nairn. Menzieshill comes away, but it's a bit of a desperate pass.
I think he just felt under too much pressure to do something with it and ultimately did nothing. It is so difficult to try and stifle a team who do this. You have to put on bags of pressure, but you also then have to ultimately win a clean tackle with it fouling or intercept the ball, and they're not going to pass in this situation. They've got the ball exactly where they want it.
Still can't get a break there as Cammy Golden dispossessed, and here they come through to try and win it there with Milne. Wonderful skills from Shepherdson.
Brilliant save. A minute ago we were just talking about how you win the ball back in that situation. Gavin just did that superbly.
Nairn.
They've won the ball back a few times in the last minute or so, and they've just not had the composure to get a stick on the ball and find a teammate. It's all been running out of.
Riddle, time is into the last 30 seconds. Masters of the clock.
Yeah, as much as they won the ball back there, we see here that they got an opportunity. They actually done another pass to the post.
The countdown is on. Well, they won the league last year in the cup. They're going to retain the cup. They've won the league, they've won the grand finals. It is a treble for Grange, And what a day it is for this club, because they've had other teams in other competitions. It's a treble on the day, let alone the treble for the first team. What a story for them on this Saturday, first Saturday afternoon in May. Extraordinary, Stephen.
Yeah, they're dominating. We spoke before about how important that is for clubs, you know, to get a lot of momentum, and as you said, they've done the treble. That's what they came here to do. They'll be happy, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of celebrations back at a clubhouse in Edinburgh later tonight. They are dominating domestically at the moment. They're a very hard team to play against. However, Menzieshill, I think that they did a good job. You know, they asked a lot of questions. They put some pressure on, and albeit with a couple of small margins, small moments in the game, they just weren't on the right side. But you know, they can be happy with how they performed, albeit they'll not be happy with the result.
Yeah, no, but this is a totally different Menzieshill kind of performance, and the game was totally different to that grand final.
Yeah, the grand final was an excellent display from Grange. It was so dominant, and today Menzieshill did challenge a lot better. You know, they had a lot of phases of the game where they were on top and scored 3 good goals, but we saw in the end there just that Grange have just got that extra bit of experience, the calmness and the composure just to run the clock down, you know, dominate the ball, and there wasn't even any nervous moments towards the end there, because it was just impossible for Menzieshill to build any pressure with the way Grange just controlled proceedings towards the end.
Well, hopefully we can have a little look at the goals while we wait for the presentation of the cup, and obviously the medals for both sides. It was a quick start for Menzieshill in the first half. They took the lead through Jimmy Golden. He's a key player from the penalty corners. And then Grange just worked their way back in, but let's start all the way back to see. This was a penalty corner which was swept in really well for Grange.
Such a weapon to have in your arsenal when he's hitting the target. You know, for me, that's a drag flick at a world level. You know, you see guys across the globe flicking with that sort of speed, but I think today he'd probably be a wee bit disappointed that he's not hit the target often enough.
Just as a side point, as you know, as stats go, I think what you say, he scored 1 out of 3 is 33.3%. Not a good return, or
no, not in my book. I think when you've got quality like that and you've got the service to go to the top of the D and guys who can flick to that level, I think you look at some of the top guys and I think anything below half would be disappointing.
I think the disappointing thing is him not hitting the target with his second 2. You know, you can forgive after the first one if maybe the keeper makes a good save or they run it down, but missing the target with the second 2 is where he'll be disappointed with.
I think, you know, some of the top teams will be talking about trying to get 60 and 70%, and their international teams will be talking about 60-70% in terms of a positive outcome, whether that's a goal, working the goalie, or a retake as such, you know, whether it's hit the defender's foot. So I think Rob's spot on that, you know, hitting the target and scoring's one thing, but if you've got that quality and you're not even asking questions, then it's different. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, you know, he's part of the winning team. And we've just seen there that last one just get beaten in the near post. I think he maybe got his angles wrong, thought it was maybe going to hit the post or something. Yeah, I think he'll be a wee bit disappointed by that. Stephen in the goal.
Yeah, I think he will be. He's made some excellent saves in this game. He kept his side in it towards the end there, but yeah, I think he'll be slightly disappointed with that one going in at his near post.
So Menzieshill getting their medals. Give us a player each from each of you, a player that you think stood out for Menzieshill.
Okay, Menzieshill, I would say, I think Jamie Golden scored the goals, got on some key passes and won some up in corners when he entered the circle. So I think Jamie's probably shaded it, being in terms of getting outcomes in the game. He's done well.
Yeah, definitely. Jamie Gold made a big impact on the game. You know, we mentioned it slightly early on that he would do, and I think Jamie Carnegie did really well first half as well at the back. He made a lot of key interceptions and kept the scoreline within reach for Menzieshill for a lot of that game. So yeah, both Jamie Gold and Jamie Carnegie are definitely the 2 standouts for Menzieshill today. Okay,
and here come Grange. I'll make this one a bit easier for you. Maybe you can agree who would be your, I guess, man of the match coming from this side that are winning the cup.
I'm not so sure there was an absolute standout in the ranks.
Have to pick one. Always have to pick one.
I'm thinking about who's had the biggest impact. I mean, okay, Dan scored the goals, and I think actually Dan in open plays got into some really good positions
the ball across for
to play. But I'm probably going to go Cammy. I think during that 10-15 minute spell when Grange scored their goals, he was getting on the ball, he was supplying the service into the D, and really helped them get their heads in front. So I think for me it's Cammy Fraser.
Yeah, I would probably go along with that. I think Cammy for the last few seasons has been a big driving force for Grange going forward, and really been solid at the back, and like you say, he really made the difference of those kind of killer passes leading into the goals at the end there. And there's plenty of players for Grange that played really well. Robbie Shepperson made a big difference in the first half with a couple of driving runs, and yeah, but Cammy, captain's performance, and very strong.
There's the trophy then. The team have got their gold medals, and it's time to lift it once again. They've retained the Scottish Cup. They have the treble. Grange have 3 trophies from finals day today. Exceptional story. Just a quick run through of just if you've just came in for our BBC coverage today. Grange 4 defeated their Threes team in the Reserve Cup final. 3-1. In the District Cup final, Grange 2s beat Kelburn 2s in a penalty shootout. The plate final was a good game. Highland of National League 3 really fought hard against Dunfermline Carnegie of National League 2. Carnegie just missed out on National League 1 promotion, but Carnegie went out by 9-4, and then we've seen what's happened here. The women's games are tomorrow, so get yourself along if you can. All the games are being streamed in the women's district plate final, district cup final, the Scottish plate final. The Scottish Cup final is on the BBC Sport website with Edinburgh University up against Dundee Wanderers. Edinburgh Uni looking to keep hold of that crown. It's been great having you here, Stephen and Rob. Just quickly, final thoughts on today and particularly this final. We've been here all day, so might as well give us a summary for the whole day.
It's a good day out. You know, I think the setup appears perfect for it. It's nice seeing so many different clubs involved. You know, there's been 8 games across the day, and having everybody kind of coming and going and seeing their team supporting has been fantastic. Obviously, we finished with a showpiece, 4-3, cracking game. You know, I don't know what more can you ask for. It's been really positive.
Yeah, and I think the finals summed up the season for Grange as well. You know, they've been completely dominant domestically, running out fairly comfortably in the league in the end, and winning the grand final comfortably. You know, I think it's fitting that they are the best team in the country at the moment, and it's fitting that they've topped it off with the treble. It's well deserved. Okay, great to have you with us, chaps. Hopefully see you again soon. So that's it from us here today from the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow. As I say, the Women's Cup final day is tomorrow. 4 games from 10 AM here in the south side of Glasgow. Coming later in the Scottish Cup final, Edinburgh University against Dundee Wanderers. That one is on the BBC Sport website. Do join us for all of them, or particularly the Cup final. Hopefully it should be another good day of hockey tomorrow. From us, all of us here from the Hockey Centre, it's a very good evening from us.